This week on the Digital Coffee, could this be the end of your Facebook and Instagram shop? Over on Instagram, they're making it easier for you to collect user-generated content, and on LinkedIn, they have a robot writing job applications. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb. Who am I? If you don't know me already, I am a digital marketing ROI trainer, mentor, and consultant. What does that mean? That means that I help businesses just like yours to get more money, more profit from the time, the energy, and the cash that you are spending on your digital marketing. But enough about me. You're very welcome. I am grabbing a cup. I know some of you watch this show all the time and you know exactly why I'm grabbing a cup, but I am grabbing a cup because sadly, even though this show is called The Digital Coffee, I am actually not allowed to drink coffee until the show is over because I already, as you may have noticed, talk too fast. Anyway, it's empty, but I'd like to know what is in yours. What are you drinking this morning? I'd also like to know, where are you watching from? It could be the country that you're watching from, or it could be the network that you're watching from. So I can see we've got a few people, but I'd love to know, are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching on, I was about to say Instagram, as if I go live there. Are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching on LinkedIn? My favorite people on LinkedIn. Are you watching on YouTube? And also a new thing we've got, and we will be carrying over to our extra shot show that goes out on LinkedIn, is the Elon Musk bell, which is kind of loud and annoying, like the man himself. Because he gets so many mentions, we thought it would be fun to have an Elon Musk bell. So that is introduced this week. I can see we've got Making over on YouTube. Hello, Making. I have to put my glasses on to read that. Hot water. Now, that is disappointing from Making, famous for being making tea. If you've not met Making before, you should come and I'm looking for the link. Where is it? Here we go. At 10:30 a.m. If you feel I'm talking about something and you think it's utter nonsense, or if you agree with me and you just want to have a chat, come over to our LinkedIn audio chat where myself and Making delve into these stories a little bit more and invite you to share your own thoughts as well. But enough of all this. You're not going to tell me where you are. That's fine. That's fine. I shall get on with the news.
Hi. I'm Kyra Fingleton from Glamping Under the Stars, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
You remember that time, a couple of years ago during lockdown when Meta were doing everything they could to get us to open up shops on Instagram and Facebook. They were the hot thing. They were going to be great for small businesses. And they kept pushing it and they kept pushing it. Do you remember if you were a service-based business that you saw this and you were like, I wish I could have a shop. I want a shop. Can I have a shop? Facebook. Well, it was all going so well, but they've just announced that on August the 10th of this year, the Shopocolypse, I had a good word for this, I've never tried saying it out loud, Shopocolypse. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they're going to be closing down a whole load of Meta shops. Why? Why are they doing this? Well, they'll be shutting down shops that don't use the Meta checkout system. So if you are like displaying your products and then linking to checkout on another website, maybe your Shopify website, maybe your WooCommerce website, just whatever tool you happen to be using, they are going to close down your shop. You will no longer have a shop on Facebook or Instagram, which is annoying because not everyone has these shops yet. So if you're in the US and as long as you've accepted using Meta Checkout, you will be fine. Most other regions don't actually have this enabled, but they won't shut down your shop if there is a region where they are going to enable this, which includes a lot of regions, including the UK, which is great for those of you watching in the UK. I know we have a number of viewers from the UK. You know where it's not great for? Ireland. basically on the 8th of August, all Facebook and Instagram shops in Ireland will be closed down because they have no plans to introduce Meta checkout. So why would they do this? It seems a bit insane, doesn't it? Surely this is a good money spinner for them. Surely it was a good way to get people advertising more. Well, apparently it's because Meta ads work best when they can follow the entire process through browsing, through clicking, through adding to cart, through buying. And if they can't register that, you can't optimize your ads properly. I mean, most people would go, I'll live with that. I like my shop. Honestly, I think this is really bad news. I think it's a misstep from Meta. I think they could just say you're in this region, so we can't optimize your ads the best way that we could in other regions. But why get rid of it? I just don't know.
I'm Louise Brogan, host of LinkedIn with Louise, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Over on Instagram, they want to make it easier for you to get user-generated content, which is great because user-generated content is fabulous. If you're not familiar with the concept, I'm sure you are, but if you're not, user-generated content is when you get customers or other people to talk about you and your business, which is fabulous because people trust those people way more than you. It's great for you to say, here's a picture of my product is great. Yeah, you've taken it in the best light possible. But what user-generated content is when someone receives the product, maybe they show themselves, if it's clothing, wearing it, or unboxing it, or showing you it in action, in bad lighting, in their own homes. And that sort of content is enough to push customers into buying from you because now they can trust you. Now they've seen an independent source show you how something works. It really is amazing. And there's been lots of different ways that you can encourage UGC. There's been competitions. There's just been, you can work with creators, but Instagram want to make it easier. So what's going to happen is they're going to be able to search images, find your product in images and videos on Instagram and tell you, hey, this is about you. Look, this is your product in somebody else's content. And when they do that, they'll give you the opportunity to ask that creator, is it okay if I use this in my marketing? And if they say yes, obviously there's going to be a proper process. It's not just going to be an ask, like I said. But if you say yes, you will be able to then use that in your store, in various places in your store, which again, I know when I'm buying particularly clothes online, I love looking at those candid photos from people who've also bought that item and what they look like in it rather than the beautiful model. I think this is fabulous. I think it's amazing. I think this is a great addition, except for it's for shops. We're not going to have shops in Ireland very soon, which makes me sad. I can see there's lots of people watching. I would love to know. Maybe it's just the comments that aren't working. I would love to know where you're watching from. So far I know Making is watching on YouTube. She is drinking hot water rather than tea, which is, brand wise, she's broken a brand there. I would love to know, are you on LinkedIn? Are you watching on Facebook? Sometimes my comments get broken, so excuse if I'm asking you the same question you've already answered, but do tell me while I look up the next story.
Hello, this is Simon Hodgkins, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
It's really frustrating sometimes. You'll be on a social network and you'll see a really interesting article and you'll click through to read it and it's paywalled. And you know what? I've no problem with paywalling at all. Journalists need to be paid. There needs to be good quality writing, and the only way they can afford to pay journalists properly is either be sensationalists so that they get lots of ads, or to paywall that content to get people to subscribe. And we know subscriptions payment is big in 2023, don't we, Mr. Musk? First mentioned today. But it's frustrating when you do that. But what if, when you click through, you could actually just pay to read that one article? This is something I have always wanted, is to be able to read just one article. I would happily pay just to read one article. And that's what Mr. Musk is proposing. He's saying, that's my Elon Musk bell, he is saying that you will be able to do that. He is going to offer this to publishers. So this will make it so much easier for you to read more content. It means that instead of subscribing for a whole year to content, you will be able to just read the articles that you want and the publisher will get their cut. It also means that you won't have to fumble around for your credit card every single time that you want to read an article, because you can input your payment details into Twitter. So, you know, a rare occasion when Elon Musk has done something that I think is smart. I particularly think it's smart because about 7 years ago, I was asked to give a talk on what social media was going to look like, or what was going to be the trends in digital in the next year. And one of them was suggesting some sort of aggregation system like this, where you could pay per article for newspapers. So I think it's only a good thing. Ooh, I just banged my microphone. I can see now, and my begging has been working. So I can see Derbler is watching LinkedIn in Ireland, drinking water. Save your naughtier drinks for later. Well, you know what? It's one of those mornings where I was really tempted to have a coffee before the show. And, you know, even though I'm not allowed, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to my coffee. Just shared to bite the biscuit. Well, thank you, Val. That's very kind of you to share. Thank you, and great to see you here. Hope it's nicer in Sligo than it is in Athy. It's raining very badly.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Jeremiah J-Man Monero with J-Man Speaks from New York, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Make it a great day.
Not a lot of people know this, but Facebook or meta ad targeting, when you're targeting by location in Ireland, at least, I'm sure it's the same in other places, it's really just that it's not very good. It's a little bit ropey because we're such a small island full of people that really Meta doesn't know where we are. It has no clue where we are. And even if you look at your IP address ever, you will notice that they have no clue where you are, as long as you don't have a fixed IP address. One moment it will think I'm like on the border somewhere. The next moment it thinks I'm in Galway. The next moment it thinks I'm in Cork. Occasionally it thinks I'm in the UK. So you can see that if you were setting up an ad to target people who are living in Athy, County Kildare, you may well miss me because it thinks I live in all these other places. And for that reason, I've stopped getting like really close, tight with my targeting. And I've started targeting the whole island of Ireland, or the whole of the Republic of Ireland in a way, depending on what I'm selling, because that means at least I'm getting people wherever they live. Very ropey. Now, I'm wondering if that's the reason, if I can find the thing, that they have changed their targeting options. So previously, when you go to create an ad in Facebook, it would give you the option to target people living in this location, people recently in this location, people traveling in this location, which of course, you know, in a bigger place, maybe if you were targeting the whole of Ireland and you wanted to target tourists, people traveling in this location might have been a good target for you to use. But this is going away, according to John Loomer's blog post. Now, if you try and set up a new ad set or duplicate an old ad set to target people within a small geographical area, it will tell you that it's only available to target living and recently in this area. So you're not going to be able to get into your granular targeting. Now, I think this could be frustrating for maybe tourism businesses, but generally, because it didn't work so well, particularly in this small country, I don't think it's going to make a big impact on ads. Maybe you disagree. Let me know. And if you do disagree, or if you do agree and you just want to come and say, don't forget to join us at 10:30 for the extra shot over on LinkedIn. It's like a Twitter space or Clubhouse. If you ever use that, you can come and you can chat and you can agree with me. You can tell us a little bit about yourself, or you can disagree with me. We're open to all opinions, and very often Making does disagree with me.
I'm Esther.
And I'm Melanie.
From the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast.
And you're watching the Digital Coffee
with Amanda Webb.
Writing job applications, as far as I remember, is hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And I'm imagining if you are a job seeker, that you have to write loads of these things, and it's a real head wreck to every single time write something new and sparkly and entertaining and showing that you're interested every single time. I mean, it must be soul destroying. I really do empathize with anyone who has to do this. And so it turns out, does LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has just launched a new tool, a new AI tool that will write your application letter for you within LinkedIn. Now, I know about 50% of the people watching right now have gone, no, that's the worst thing ever in the whole world. Well, listen, it's going to speed up the process. It will create this for you automatically. You will, of course, have to edit it. You can't just let it go, whatever it comes up with. But it's a good starting point. And that's what I find with AI. It does write sometimes better copy than I do, but I do still need to edit it for tone of voice to make sure it sounds like me, to do a bit of research to make sure that it's honest, and maybe, you know, just to make it sound a little bit more conversational or a little bit more interesting, to fill in my own details. But I do think this is going to be a massive help to anyone who has to trog through that process of writing job application after job application. It's going to make it much easier, and it's going to take some of the pain out of it. So I'm a big fan of this. I think it could be a good thing. I can see we've got Melanie here. Nice to see me again. Good to see you too. Thank you for tuning in. It's lovely to see you. So, you know, weirdly, Facebook is popular this week. That doesn't happen very often. Well, there you go. What button am I supposed to press next?
Hello, this is Nicole from Wonderstars, and you are watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
The cost of accessing the Twitter API is crazy. We've talked about it before. It's like in the masses of thousands of euros. I mean, it's a crazy price, which means that a lot of tools have had to abandon using Twitter. Some scheduling tools don't offer it anymore. I know that WordPress has just got rid of their tweet an article when you post it option, which I didn't even know was still there. But there's a lot of tools going, hang on, not going to do this anymore on Twitter because it's so expensive. But one of the casualties for this, it isn't a business tool at all. It's like accounts that used to tweet important information. So maybe, for example, I follow Irish Water. Yeah, I know that's not the most exciting account, but I follow it because it gives good information. And, you know, every now and then my water will go out here, and I'll go to the Irish Water account, and I'm able to see their automated tweets to tell me if there is an issue in my area, and I'm able to contact customer service if it's not appearing. Sometimes train services will tell you that they're running on time, they're running late. We've got weather apps that tweet. Big Ben clock. Really, it's not public service information, but it bongs every hour. I kind of enjoy that account. A lot of these accounts are going away because it's getting too expensive to access the API. But Elon Musk realizes this is a problem, and he's offering free Twitter API access to verified government or public-owned services that tweet weather alerts, transport updates, and emergency notifications for free. Now, the one word to notice there is it's not going to be exactly free, is it? Because it says verified. And we know that for an organization to be verified, that is also in a lot of money. It is a lot of money. So it's not going to solve all the issues, but maybe it is taking away that prohibitive factor, and meaning that one of those tools that we go to Twitter specifically for, that real-time network sort of thing, is going to remain. Now, just to point out, this tweet isn't from Elon Musk, but we know nothing happens in Twitter without his say-so, which is interesting.
Hi, Sasha Lydia from Think Outside the Bot, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Warning, I am about to get nerdy about Google Analytics. But one of the things I love about Google Analytics 4 is that they have this funnel exploration, which is, it kind of mimics something that already existed in Universal Analytics, but it's better. Like, honestly, most of Google Analytics 4 is better when you get used to it. And what it can do is you can set up a funnel. So like, for example, an e-commerce business, you can see when somebody views an item, puts it into their cart, proceeds to checkout, and purchases. So it will show you the drop off for each of those phases. It's a really useful report for service businesses. You could use it for requesting a quote. You could use it for downloading a lead magnet, something along those lines. Same process. It really is pretty cool. Now, and this is a first for Google Analytics 4, you will be able to create a standard, well, a customized report. So this is one that you will see. It's very easy to access on your sidebar for a funnel exploration. All you need to do is create that funnel exploration and save it at the top, and it will build out a report based on that. Now, I haven't been able to see what this will look like yet because they didn't share any screenshots. I don't have it yet. Turns out the Google test account or sandbox account doesn't seem to have it yet. But I do think this will be a huge asset, because having to go and find it in explorations means going into your homepage, going into explorations, scrolling through the many hundreds of explorations you may have created, finding the one you want, changing the date frame, and then looking at it. Whereas this way, it will just be very fast to access. And I'm hoping it's going to offer this for more explorations, because there are some really interesting explorations based around customer lifetime value, for example, or navigation, so that you can see the way someone flows through your website. Bringing these two together will offer us way more customization, so we can actually see what is working on our website. Wonders if I lost all my viewers then. If I did, don't worry, I can simplify this stuff. I have a course. If you want to get started, I'm looking for the button. I don't have the button. There, I do have the button. Do I have the button? No. I have a course called Analytics Base. I've tweeted about it. I've shared it on social media. You'll be able to find it, which will introduce you to the basics of Google Analytics and show you how this powerful tool can actually help you sell more stuff. I was looking for another story, but that appears to be it for this week. Usually I have a fun story at the end. Obviously, I was no fun at all this week. So it remains me to tell you again, we would love to see you over on the Digital Coffee Extra Shop, which isn't that one. No, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons today. It's that one. Scan that with your phone. It will bring you straight over to the event. You can RSVP for the event there to get a reminder on LinkedIn, or just remember, grab a coffee, come and chat with us at 10:30. I would love to hear your thoughts on these stories. I would love your input. If I said something silly, come tell me I said something silly. If I said something you disagreed with, you are more than welcome. May King disagrees with me all the time. You're more than welcome to join me. If I said something smart, you can come and tell me that too, because I don't mind compliments. I really don't. If you can't join us there, don't worry. I will be back here with the digital marketing news you need to know. Same bat time, same bat place next week. Until then, bye-bye.